Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today, I think we have a couple of very interesting things to share, as there's an update on the Ripple v SEC lawsuit, albeit small, but there's also some very interesting news regarding the Federal Reserve as well. They raised the rates. We already expected it, but it's happening. We gotta want to pull that string a little bit further, as we also have an article here that talks about how Bitcoin is becoming a risk-off asset, and then talking a little bit about some advancements like Starbucks getting into NFTs, Liechtenstein's bank getting crazy into crypto, and a couple of different coins that are pumping. But before we do that, there's two things I quickly need to share. One, make sure you check the link down below to enter into our 2500 XRP giveaway. Again, the giveaway is busy right now. It's active right now. If you want to enter, you have 9 more days to enter. And all you have to do is either be subscribed or press the like button or follow me on Twitter. It doesn't matter. One of these things, just check the link down below, follow any one of these steps, and you'll be entered. And there's going to be 5 different winners. And second of all, you guys know I've been struggling a little bit with STEPN. I've been talking to you guys about it for a little bit to get that code. Big shout out to Egon here for giving me one of those STEPN codes. Amazing. Really appreciate that. I'm going to get running, but I'll talk about that more in different videos later. Let's quickly check out the lawsuit, right? ProCoin News shared, love to get John Deaton and Jeremy to break down their take on these latest documents. Jeremy said, one interesting thing I saw is in the cover letter is that information prepared in anticipation of litigation is listed as one basis of redaction. What upcoming litigation could it be? Kik, Telegram, Library? No. Or maybe, just maybe, it was XRP that was referenced. It's interesting. So what he is referring to is this right here. Huge credit to Stu Young, XRP. We have Bill Hinman's emails. Read it all here. Let's check it out. So as far as I understood, this is the FOIA request, where it's basically Empower.us, whom is also kind of suing the SEC for information, which once more, this stands for Freedom of Information Act, because the SEC is a public agency, which is supposed to basically act for your own benefit. So it's logical that a lot of their policy, a lot of their decision making and whatnot has to be made public. And that's basically what they went out there for. But if you check through every single thing, you're starting to notice, well, it's public, all right, and they're giving it, but kind of not, because what was said right now is that the majority of everything is just not readable, aka redacted. And so even though we have the documents in theory, at least some of them, you can't really do anything with it because, well, there's literally nothing which you can read in there, so to speak. Now, my computer is a little bit laggy, but just trust me when I say the majority of this is just redacted, and so you're not going to really be able to do much with it because, yeah, what are you going to fetch from this, right? It's just dark pages. A lot of the info is just not in there as we would have wanted, which a lot of these people are complaining for as well. Love the effort, but am I missing something? I see one email. Did I miss a link? 71 pages you have to click through. Buttons at the bottom. Yeah, you can check it out for yourself. But everything is redacted, so it's, again, up for grabs to some of the privileged ones, but we cannot see it just quite yet. Now, there was another update. Ripple XRP in a text order only. Magistrate Judge Ned Byrne has granted the SEC's request to file a reply brief in connection with the SEC attorney-client privilege claims regarding the Hinman speech documents. The SEC's reply is due May 18th. 5 days, not too bad. Now I expect the SEC to request for more time to respond. That's what Anders said, and it's kind of funny. If you guys are involved in this lawsuit for a little while, if you've been checking it out, you know that it's the SEC's duty to just keep extending it as long as possible. And so I honestly also expect them to at least go for one more delay. They have to, right? They have to. Then again, this is not a big deal. The SEC came up and said, hey, we think these emails are protected under a new privilege. Ripple said, okay, we don't really think so. Here's our response, which they haven't given out. And then the SEC said, well, whatever Ripple responds, we want to reply to that once more. And the judge said, yeah, sure, fine. All right, moving on. U.S. Central Bank raises rates by 0.5 percentage point. Fed's Powell says similar hikes are on the table. Long story short, there's going to be quite a lot of hikes. The FOMC meeting from today and yesterday decided to hike rates by 0.75 to 1% increase was the largest hike in 2 decades. Yeah, and it's not over just quite yet. It's not over at all. The Federal Open Market Committee explained on Wednesday in a press release that 12 members decided to raise the target range for the federal funds rate to 3/4 to 1%. And again, long story short is that it's going to keep increasing over the little while here. One thing you should understand is, never mind. Why is this not open right now? All right, I wanted to say one thing you should understand is that right now, I think a lot of people in anticipation of the massive inflation that's happening right now are hoarding Bitcoin. And again, they're taking it from the exchanges and getting it onto their hardware wallets or whatever. They're buying it and not really letting it go. In the same sense that a lot of people like to save up their dollars in a bank account, save up their gold in storages. That's what a lot of people are doing for Bitcoin, I believe, as well. And again, I'm not talking only Bitcoin. I'm talking mostly just the crypto market, but Bitcoin is easier to kind of speak about in like one term. But let's just consider crypto to be the term that I'm trying to talk about here. They're just hoarding onto them and not really letting go. And the most fun part about this is the exchange reserves of Bitcoin. It's interesting to me how this exchange reserve is just drastically decreasing. Well, the price is really converging, so to speak, towards, I would say, about $40,000 or so. Isn't that interesting? Before, you could say, well, okay, the price was picking up the pace. A lot of people were getting greedy. Right now, either it's like diamond hand season, or, like Bloomberg has kind of said, Bloomberg Intelligence report, Bitcoin is becoming a risk-off asset as inflation rises. It's really interesting to me how today we actually saw an inverse correlation to, I guess, what we expected. Let me explain more better. We expected that because of this drastic interest rate hike, that the stock market would most likely fall a little bit and the cryptos would follow. But today has been a beautiful day. It's really been just juicy. A lot of cryptos are up in double digits. Tron is up 20%. Cardano's doing amazing. A lot of crypto are doing really good. And so that earlier thought, it doesn't really hold up too well. Now, one fun coin that pumped significantly was ApeCoin. And it's kind of funny. Elon Musk is going rather crazy over on Twitter the last couple of days. And what he did over on Twitter is change his profile picture to the Bored Ape Yacht Club. And NFTs, they spiked by like 10 ETH or so within a couple of minutes. And then after he said this, everything started to crash significantly. And the same thing went for Ape. It said here, Ape is trading at around $4.45. Wait a minute. That's not correct. Oh, Ape is trading at around $4.45 billion at press time. I was like, maybe they mean $14. They miss a 1. But the billion then didn't really work. Then again, it is interesting to see the price of this move. To come back to the story, yeah, this whole inflation matter is making a lot of people think of different ways to store their money. And if we're being realistic, it's pretty hard to find the quote-unquote best way to store your money for longer periods of time that's quote-unquote safe. If we're going to go for a euro, a dollar, there's massive inflation, so it's going to become worth less over time for sure. If you're going to go for stocks, well, we all know there's one big crash coming up at one point or another because of the business cycle, basically. If you're going to go for rental properties, or how do you call it, like real estate, again, it's been going really well for the last 2 decades, or a decade and a half, let's say, but eventually it's going to have to switch over as well. Same thing for watches. It's been going on a really rampant shift, or increase, I guess, in price. Eventually it's got to turn it back around. For crypto, you could kind of say that it's been turning around all the time. It's a little bit different, but I guess that's also something that makes it kind of good, in my opinion. All right, then Liechtenstein's largest private bank enables direct investments in Bitcoin. LGT Bank joined forces with Seba Bank to offer direct investments in Bitcoin and Ether for its clients. Very small steps, baby steps, I would say, but it's going towards the right direction. And all I can say about this is nice, right? Just nice. The financial institution noted that the demand for digital assets has risen sharply in the recent years. To cope with the growing interest, LGT allows its clients to invest directly into 2 crypto, Bitcoin and Ether. Commenting on the matter was Roland Matt. We're very pleased that we can now offer our clients convenient access to these markets while upholding the highest security standards. We worked intensively on this offering. Crypto are still in a stage of dynamic development. LGT therefore first created the corresponding necessary processes and framework for this type of investment. All right, and then Starbucks to venture into Web3 by launching NFTs later this year. All I want to say about this one is, guys, a DustTBC golden tip is whenever you get the chance to get into these very established company NFTs thingies, try it out. What we saw with RKFT Labs, for example, with Nike, even though the mint price was pretty expensive, I think it was like three ETH or so it's $10,000 at, I'm gonna say $7,000 at current price. I'm not sure what the price was at that point. Anybody who did mint it, who did get the chance to, at least like quintuple their money, sextuple their money, whatever. That's why I always think as well, like with these drops that are usually highly anticipated, or at least make very big headlines, very often people like them, and very often they do increase in price. Sometimes, however, it's airdrops as well. I'm not sure how this one is going to be, nor do I really care. I don't care what it's going to be. I don't care what the price is. I don't care anything about that. As long as I can get my hands on them, I'll definitely try to do that. And that's something I would honestly recommend to people as well, to try it. Then again, I cannot guarantee that it's going to work out or do well in price. I'm just thinking it's a good bet to place. Again, my thoughts though, not financial advice. Having said that, guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you check out the giveaway. A link is down below. And I'll definitely see you guys again in another crypto video later today somewhere. So stick around, make sure you subscribe, and adios.